What is up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome. No, it's nice and early, but it's time to kick off day 3 of the Vintage Breaks Fall Ball event. Day 3 has begun. We're kicking it off today with an NFL pre-show with myself, the DH. You guys, I'm sure, know me from either Vintage Breaks South with Mr. Chris Gilmore. Tons of other Vintage Breaks projects, of course. Met a lot of you at the National, as well as Let Me Get That Potograph and Letter Rip, and as well as Hobby Hotline. So what we're doing today is kicking off the beginning of day 3, like I said, of the big Vintage Breaks event, the Fall Ball event, which has been going on for quite some time now. It ends, sadly, today at 10 p.m. Well, not sadly, excitingly, because starting at noon today from 12 until 10 p.m., the Fall Ball event continues, and then all the winners will be announced tonight. So somebody will be walking away with a 65 complete set. Somebody will be walking away with a 53 Mantle PSA 2.5 and Otani. So many awesome prizes. What's up, Mike? How's it going, brother? So what we're going to do today, guys, if you've been watching the Instagram Live, the last 10 days or so, I've been going live and just talking the hobby and stuff. Well, today, obviously, big day. It's football time, fantasy football, DFS, anything you'd like. It's football day. It's one of the best days in the world. Unfortunately, I will be spending it doing a double header in baseball, but I'll get to watch quite a bit of football as one of our coaches keeps the TV on anyway. So we get some of it regardless. But a lot of good games today. I'm going to run down some of my thoughts on the games, couple of my upset picks, a lot of different things. So obviously right now we do have a game going on, Jacksonville and Miami in London. Miami is winning 10-3 right now in the first half. We're in the second quarter with about 9 minutes left. So early game this morning, a chance for the Jaguars to win. I actually think the Jaguars come back and win this game. I think this is going to be a big sign. If they get blown out by Miami, it's going to be a big sign about Urban Meyer and that he's completely lost this team if they get blown out. Now, if they're able to make this a semi-competitive game, then I think this shows you a little something different. And the Jaguars, I do think, are a good football team, just with a coach that's not an NFL coach. Plus, he's a genius at manipulating job offers, and man, was he good at manipulating getting that USC job he'll be taking in 6 to 8 weeks. But we do have Miami and Jacksonville going on right now. But a lot of big games today, starting in about 3 hours. So looking across the board, I'm going to go on and I'm going to save my upset pick for here in just a little bit when a couple more people maybe jump on in. But we've got – well, no, we'll go on and start off with it. My upset pick of the week this week, and this is betting anything along the lines, no matter what it is. Take Houston outright. Take the Houston money line. If you're a betting man, which we only condone in legal states, by the way, of course. But if you're a betting man in any way, shape, or form, you take the Houston Texans today against the Colts. The Texans played a very good game last week, almost beating the Patriots. I know they're without their left tackle, but the Colts are without everybody. The Colts have been decimated by injuries on both sides of the ball. 1-4 right now. I do not like this team. The Texans, let's face it, if the Texans are going to win a game or two this year, these are the games they're going to win. It's going to be a game during the middle of the season, hitting a banged up team, which is exactly what they've got today, or it's going to be them beating a team during week 16 or 17 when they're resting their starters. That's the only time this team's winning a game all year. If you're not comfortable with the money line, taking the points, 10.5, the Colts aren't beating anybody by 10.5, let alone scoring close to enough for that. So I like Houston. If you want to take the money line at 10.5 to be safe, that's fine. If it's me, I'm taking, the points, but if it's me, take the money line all day long. That's my upset pick of the week. I love the Texans straight up over the Colts today. Another interesting game that surprises me quite a bit is Cleveland versus Arizona. Now, this to me is going to be one of the best games of the week. I think that this is obviously it's two of the quarterbacks of the future. I mean, Kyler Murray, I was the biggest Kyler Murray hater there is. If there was a person that would go against Kyler Murray, it was me. I didn't think he was an NFL quarterback. I never thought he stood a chance. I was always well against Kyler Murray. Well, I've officially jumped off that train 1,000%, as I believe Kyler Murray to be one of the better quarterbacks, if not one of the best in the league, definitely moving into that lower end of the top tier quarterbacks. And I think the Cardinals, the team that the Cardinals have assembled is absolutely incredible. That Cardinals team is not a one-off 1 year success story and then they're back to nothing. No, this is a Cardinals team that's being built to last for a long time. And so I really like the Cardinals a lot. But at the same time, the Browns are in the exact same position. You've got Baker Mayfield, one of the best up-and-coming quarterbacks as well. That Browns team is being built as something serious. The Browns team is no joke. They play a lot of – they have a great defense. I mean, anytime you've got two teams with elite quarterbacks and an over-under set at 48, you know you're playing two teams with awesome defenses. It tells you right there. I mean, every stat across the board, these two teams are pretty identical. Power rankings even around 15 and 18, depending on who you look at and things like that, but averaged out around 15, right middle of the pack teams. I think Arizona highly underranked right now. But that game's very interesting to me, that the Cardinals are getting 3 points. I actually think that the Cardinals win this game outright. I think they beat the Browns. I think they show that this is a legitimate football team. And so I love the Cardinals over the Browns today. And if, like I said, if you're doing any money, if you've got any money on the table, I would take the money line. I think they beat them straight up. If they lose, they're losing by more than 3. If they lose, it's going to be because the Browns show up, the defense shuts them down completely, and they just go off. And so I love the Cardinals over the Browns today. And the over-under of 48 is quite interesting to me. They don't really seem to be giving a lot of credit. They think that the Cardinals aren't scoring at all. I don't see how this stays under 48, so I love that over. I think the over on that is 1,000% the play, and I think the Cardinals end up taking that game as well. That's one of the most interesting games of the week, really, to be honest. I think it's going to be a great one. But guys, today, starting at noon, in about an hour and a half or so, the Vintage Breaks Fall Ball Event Day 3 does begin. And if you guys are unaware of what exactly the fall ball is, there's tons of different prizes. There's the Buy Any Spot giveaway, which you're entered every single time you buy a spot. You're entered in for a chance to win a list of prizes. Then if you spend up to $1,000, you get into the VIP bonus event, which has the Mickey Mantle 2.5 1953. And then if you spend $5,000 or more combined through the entire event that's been going on, you get into the Platinum VIP bonus event where the winner gets a 65 tops complete set it's a 660 card set with a Mickey Mantle PSA 6. You've also got raw cards of Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Roberto Clemente, tons more. But the Buy Any Spot promo, you've got tons of things like in my opinion, one of the most undervalued cards in the hobby right now. The Topps Chrome Shohei Ohtani Update Rookie Debut Pink Refractor PSA 10. For a 2018, it's still under 200 as a Pop 10 at PSA. And trust me, being out, I mean, that Zion didn't last 2 weeks at that before it hit 200. And so that's still at under 200. I think the Pop Report on those, and Pop Reports are going to be key when it comes to which rookie cards hold and maintain a lot of value as we go forward. Pop Reports on colors, on different refractors are definitely going to play in terms of ROI on cards. And so that's why I think that Ohtani and this Buy Any Spot promo today is is an absolutely incredible grand prize. But even if you don't win that, you could win a 67 Topps Mickey Mantle SGC 6, an Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. rookie PSA 9, break credit to Vintage Breaks, store credit to the Just Collect eBay store, which is jam-packed full of stuff, a Robin Yount Topps rookie PSA 7, tons of different awesome prizes, so make sure to check those out as well. For all the information on that, go to event.vintagebreaks.com, and you can see all the information for that. But great slate of football games today, guys. So as I said earlier, my main pick, my main choice of any game of the week is definitely Houston. I love Houston outright, money line and all. I think they beat the Colts outright, but there's a lot of very interesting games today. And one of them is Green Bay and Chicago. Obviously, with Justin Fields, I mean, you know that this Bears team, we don't really know what we've got with them. But the Packers are a team that just doesn't go Browns. Hey, Jeff, I think the Browns have a chance today. Unfortunately, I like the Cardinals in that game. I love the over. If we're talking gambling, I love the over. That over at 48 is absurd. But one of these two teams is going to make a statement today. Either the Browns or the Cardinals are going to make a major statement, Baker or Kyler. And I'm looking forward to seeing the shootout. I think it's going to be a good one. And I do think it's going to be a shootout unless that Browns D shows up and really shuts down a Cardinals offense that has been difficult to shut down as of now. So we'll see what happens, but I will say it's been quite entertaining to watch so far. I like both of those teams. As I was just talking about earlier, I think both of them are kind of in that moving into the top tier of quarterbacks in this league. And so I think this game is going to be a good indicator of the future of the league, if you will. Yeah, I've got the Cardinals myself, but that's because I'm a Kyler Murray believer right now. But with the spread at +3 and the over-under at 48 is absolutely stupid. That's an over all day long. But as I was saying, Green Bay and Chicago. Interesting game today, as we don't really know who the Bears are. They're completely changing everything. We have no clue who the Bears are. But the Packers are struggling. The Packers have some major issues. This is not your normal Packers team that you're used to seeing. This is not, I mean, they just don't seem to come out of adversity. They've won 4 in a row. But the Bears, I think they're going to keep the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands. I think they're going to control the pace. They're going to keep Justin Fields. I believe in Justin Fields. I think he's going to be a great quarterback. I don't think he's quite there yet. Well, obviously he's not there yet, but I think he's on his way. But I think they keep the ball out of his hands just long enough to be able to win this game. It's a divisional game, so you know it's going to be close. Putting the line at +6 was absurd to me. I would have thought this would have been much closer to 3.5, 4.5, not 6, just being a divisional game. The Packers secondary is banged up like crazy. They are hurt everywhere. They needed to make the trades that the Panthers made. Go Panthers, keep pounding. They made the trade that the Panthers made, both of them, with C.J. Henderson and Gilmore. They needed one of those guys because their secondary is banged up. Aaron Rodgers, I know they've won 4 straight, but let's look at the schedule, just like everyone said about Carolina, which was true. Look at the schedule. I think this is a division game, a lot closer than we think. I think Justin Fields shows out, not on a massive stage, having just a normal game, being able to just play and not being in the bright light, so to speak, as much. I think he gets a lot more comfortable. They control the ball, keep the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands, and there you go. I've got the Bears with the points, not the money line, not straight up. I don't have confidence that they win this game outright, but I do believe that they have a chance to win this game. And I could easily see it happening. So we'll see what happens there, but that should be actually one of the more fun games of the week. Let's see, going down the line today. Once again, let's check in with the Dolphins score. Let's see what the score of that game is right now, if there is already a game going on. 13-3 with 4 minutes left in the second. Miami. Let's see if they say who's got the ball here. We do have Dolphins 13-3 over in London. Spread in this game was only 1.5, so not looking good so far. Trevor Lawrence not looking that great today. Lawrence is struggling, and I feel bad for him. It's a great time to get his cards soon when his cards start to drop, because Trevor Lawrence is being hampered a lot by the god-awful coaching staff. Urban Meyer is 1,000% positioning himself to do one thing, and that's take a USC job that's open. And he'll probably take it in about 8 weeks before the season's over. He'll be linked to it. And he's just saddled with a tough group. We knew this was going to be a tough year for him. And a lot of people are going to give up on Trevor Lawrence. I'm not yet. I don't think he's who everyone thought he was. But when you put those type of standards on people, look at Andrew Luck. It's hard to live up to him. Luck had an amazing career, even though it was cut short due to injury. Luck had an absolutely amazing career, yet look at his card values. Look at everything else. He just didn't have much because he never had those teams and that kind of stuff around him. So really tough to handle, period. But yeah, anyway. So let's see, going down the line, I like Trevor Lawrence, but does look like the Dolphins are putting this easily in hand, 13-3. Those London games are always difficult. You never know how teams deal with the travel and everything. Obviously, Jacksonville, more equipped than most with the Khan family. Obviously, owning an EPL team, having a lot of home games over there in England because of their association with England and everything. So it makes sense, but, they might be more equipped than a lot of others. But, you never know how the time difference is going to affect different players and everything like that. So keep in mind, for a lot of these guys, it is 10:45 in the morning, and now they're hitting each other. A couple other big games this week we've got going on, guys, as we've got about 15 minutes left in our NFL pre-show for the kickoff for the final day of the Vintage Breaks Fall Ball. Make sure you guys at noon, the North kicks off at noon today, live from 12 noon to 10 p.m. all day long today. You'll be able to get in, get your final spots in. They're going to have a ton of extra bonuses and awesome giveaways. If you guys have never participated in some of these events, they're amazing. These are the days to get into them. And all new users, it ends today, but all new users get $15 break credit just for signing up, as I hiccup right there. Always good to do on camera. But $15 break credit just for signing up for all new users. But looking at the rest of the schedule for today's slate of games, a couple other interesting ones. Kansas City and Washington. This Chiefs team, they've got complacent. They've got some problems, but they've just become complacent, and the team's not playing the same as they have. They've played a bunch of tough teams, and they're 2-3. By no means are they out of it. I mean, looking at half the league's 3-2 or 2-3. But the Chiefs, Washington, this is going to be an interesting game. There's a reason that this is closer than a lot of people expected. I mean, you've got a 6.5 point spread and over a 55.5. I actually think both of those hit today, and the Chiefs absolutely demolish Washington. I look for Patrick Mahomes to come out today and have one of Mahomes type games. I think Ron Rivera and Washington, unfortunately, are about to run into a buzzsaw. Let's face it, this Chiefs team is going to get everything right eventually. They're going to get back on track eventually. I know they've got some injuries. I know they've got some issues, but how you can't take the Chiefs in this, I don't know. I mean, they got beat by the Chargers. That's tough. They got beat by the Bills. That's tough. They got beat by the Ravens. That's tough. Their losses are against playoff teams. That's a problem. Playoff teams they need to start beating. Washington is not a playoff team this year. I expect a decimation of this. They're at home, which is a place they're normally great at, even though they've lost a couple this year. So I love the Chiefs once again. If you're in a betting state, which is the only place we, of course, condone any type of sports gambling besides DFS. I would love taking Kansas City at 6.5. I think that's an absolute and total lock. The over, if you could get it at 54, I would take it. I wouldn't take it at 56. Between 54 and 55, I would take that over. I think Kansas City. I think Mahomes throws for 4 touchdowns today. They probably get a couple more on the ground. Unfortunately for Washington, I think this is you're running into a buzzsaw on the wrong week. You cannot bury a team before they're dead. And a lot of people are burying the Chiefs. A lot of people are overlooking the Chiefs, and keep overlooking Patrick Mahomes. We've seen what happens before. He makes you pay. But if you look at their losses, they're against teams that you can make a legitimate case for that could all make a deep run in the playoffs. And, they've got to start beating those teams, but it's better to lose early than to lose late to those teams. And these are teams that they're going to be rematching. So hopefully by then they've got it together, at least for their sake and their fan base's sake. But love the Chiefs today. I think that's going to be an interesting one and a fun one. And moving down the list, Cowboys Patriots today. I like the Cowboys. Think the Cowboys continue to take this. This Cowboys team is legit. A game I'm very interested to see. And this is my second pick of the week. I'll go over my 2 upset picks of the week. I guess this really isn't an upset because they are favored. No, they're not favored. This is an upset. Yeah. I actually love the Raiders today to beat the Broncos. The Broncos are 4-point favorites. The Broncos should never be 4-point favorites against anyone, not even the Texans. And the Ravens, I know, John Gruden gone. All this stuff has been going on. There's been so much in the news. The Raiders have got to be distracted, right? I don't think so. Derek Carr playing out of his mind. Good. Another quarterback I did not believe in. Ruggs is coming along. They've got an incredibly good team, very talented team. I like them to beat the Broncos. I mean, I would take them outright. I would have no problem taking them outright on the money line, but I'd probably take the 4 points just in case they end up coming out flat without Gruden. I still don't think the Broncos can beat anybody by 7, so I'd expect the Broncos to win by a field goal if they do. So I love the Raiders as one of my upset picks today. But if you did join the show a little late and missed the my major upset pick, if you're in a state that has gambling and that is legal in any way, shape, or form, I highly recommend placing some money today on the Houston Texans outright. The Houston Texans, once again, will beat the Colts today. You don't need the 10.5 points. You can take them if it makes you feel comfortable. 10.5 points is a comfortable little thing to win some money, but take them outright. The money line's amazing. The Texans win this game. Texans and Raiders are my 2 underdog, so to speak, picks of the week for sure. All right, guys, we got a few more minutes left in the show. For DFS today, as I said, I absolutely love Patrick Mahomes. I think Mahomes is a quarterback that you stack with some receivers and everything like that. What's up, Kevin? It's true. Tell me a team that the Broncos should be a 4-point favorite on. I'll wait. I mean, come on now. There's no reason. And that's why I see him. And I understand it because of the Raiders. I completely understand with Gruden gone, all of that stuff, all those problems. I still see a Raiders team coming out. They could play completely flat. The Raiders could play flat. Carr could have a terrible game, which I don't think is going to happen. And I still don't see how they win by more than 4 points. Maybe they eke out a 3-point win. I think the Raiders play a little angry this week, a little freer this week. Playing for Gruden is always, as a lot of players have talked about, is tough. A lot of people have viewed him as fake for a long time. So I don't think the switch is as big as people think. Gruden is much more of a a face of a franchise coach and not I've got my team directly behind me. They rally behind me type of guy. He's great for sound bites. He's great for that type of stuff. But that's not the type of coach he is. And that's not the type of coach he ever was. So I don't think losing him is this massive catastrophe that people think. And so I like the Raiders, especially being underdogs in that game. I was shocked when I saw a minus sign next to the Broncos against any team in this league, just as I was shocked to see a minus sign next to this next team, and that's the Steelers. Then I looked at who they're playing, and that's the Seahawks. And they've got the spread at 5. I think Pittsburgh wins this game. Pittsburgh's going to win some games and blow out a couple of teams in some games. Seattle's completely banged up. Obviously, we know Russ. Everyone else is gone. They're too banged up. They've got nothing in this game. Pittsburgh wins this game. If they win by more than 5, I don't know. I don't have that much faith in them. I would take the under if I'm looking at the under at 42.5. I think this is a very low-scoring game, not necessarily because of the defense, is just because both teams just can't do anything. But so there goes that one. And then we'll round it out today with the Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans. And why this is a 5.5-point spread baffles me. Buffalo is one of the best teams in football. Absolutely one of the best teams in football. And they just absolutely stomped the Chiefs. Coming off that win, I know it's a short week, but it's Monday Night Football. It's not like going Monday to Thursday. It's not that big of a deal. And honestly, I think they can shut down Derrick Henry. It's going to come down to Derrick Henry. Can Derrick Henry outscore the entire Bills team? Because they're not passing the ball to anybody. A.J. Brown has regressed terrible. Ryan Tannehill, I believe it's 2 straight games under 200 passing yards. And Tannehill's a guy that, has to throw and has to throw for 250 to 3 no matter what, because you need that. Otherwise, you need 250 from Derrick Henry or you're screwed. So how this is only 5.5 baffles me. I love the Bills in this game. And I definitely take the over because the over's at 54 right now. And I just think the Bills are going to score a lot of points. I think the Bills are going to score a ton of points in this game. And the Titans are a team that no matter what game they're in, they fight till the end. They'll score points in garbage time. They'll score points when the game's basically out of reach, and they'll make you think, oh, maybe they'll come back, and then they'll stop like they do every week. They do every single week. They're a very, very good. The best bet in the entire world is betting the Titans in the second half because they're going to be down and they're going to score in garbage time. So betting their fourth quarters are almost guaranteed money every single week. But I love the Bills here. Think the spread's way too low. So definitely Bills in my opinion today. But a lot of good games on the slate, just like there's a lot of good things on the slate today here at Vintage Breaks. Starting at noon in an hour, 1 hour from now, S10, J5, Leighton, and the gang will all be live from 12 noon to 10 p.m. tonight for the final day of the fall ball event. Thank you guys so much. It's been an awesome fall ball so far. This is day 3, the final day, where at 10 p.m., right when it ends, they will do the Buy Any Spot promo, the VIP promo, and the Platinum VIP promo. Remember, if you are watching this and you're a new user, if you sign up before 10 p.m. tonight to get into the fall ball event, you do get $15 break credit just for signing up. So definitely check that out as well. They've got tons of other promos up. It's event weekend, which means there's always 10 times more promos, extra promos on top of promos, dippage on top of dippage. It just keeps going and going and going and going. It's event day, so guys, have a ton of fun. Before we round everything up, just want to show you guys metal hockey. We've been talking about it a little bit. Pulled this out of a blaster the other day and wanted to show it off because I know card fans appreciate it. But hit the beautiful Jambalaya Alexis Lafreniere out of a blaster of all things. Quite the beautiful card. And quite excited when I pulled it. My son was a little confused because it was our Sunday. We open a box every Sunday together, and it had been sitting in the closet. And when Daddy's hand started shaking and he freaked out, he had no clue why. But once we showed him eBay comps, which he actually understands at the age of 6, which is funny, he understood why Daddy was happy. But once again, guys, thanks for checking out the kickoff show to the final day of the fall ball event. And remember, take those Texans 100%. That is the game of the week today. Absolutely. Texans 100% and Raiders as well. Broncos ain't beating anybody. They definitely ain't beating anybody by 4. So Texans and Raiders, snag them. Those are my steals of the week. Thanks everybody for tuning in. New episode of Let Me Get That Potograph did drop. Episode of Hobby Hotline yesterday, which was incredible. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with Brody the Kid, myself, and Logan Ward is out now also. And the new episode of Let Her Rip comes this week on the VB Network with Ben Baller Topps Chrome. So we're going to have some fun this week with some Ben Baller product. Good friend of mine and love opening up his stuff. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to the VB North fall ball kickoff show and NFL preview show. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great Sunday and good luck in the event. See y'all later. Peace.